Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Bills with BK. Now, I know I said last week that if we lose the Patriots, it was going to be time to panic, and it happened. We lost the Patriots, so it is officially panic time for the Buffalo Bills, as much as I hate to say it. I thought that we were definitely going to have a good game against the Patriots, thought we were going to make a statement, show the NFL that our offense was back on track, but it wasn't. We went the third game in a row without scoring a single touchdown in the first half of the game. This is obviously very bad. We cannot be playing teams and not scoring in the first half of the game. I don't really know who else to blame besides Ken Dorsey for a lot of this. Like I was saying last week, his offensive play calling is very bland. There's nothing special about it. There's no flair. There's no trickery. When you're running an offense that is doing basic play calls like this, every single play, everybody knows when we're about to run the ball, when we're about to throw the ball, when we're throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs. You can't have that. You have to utilize your weapons properly with creative play calling. So I think Ken Dorsey's in the hot seat big time right now because our offense is not looking right. And we have all the pieces. We have all the talents. I know another thing to blame would be the offensive line. They've been playing really bad lately. Over 70% of the time when Josh Allen was throwing the ball, he had pressure on him. He was running for his life every one of those plays that he was dropping back to throw the ball. You obviously cannot have this, especially with playing against a Patriots defensive line that's missing guys like Judon. I don't understand how these guys were breaking through the line every time. I was even watching the Patriots-Bills game with a Patriots buddy of mine, and he looks at me and he goes, BK, we don't even have a good defensive line. We don't even have our good defensive edge rushers in anymore. And he's looking at me like, how are we breaking through the line every single time right now? That shows that our offensive line right now is very mediocre. Less than mediocre even. And we've got some good talent on the line. You know, Cyrus was playing well. Deion Dawkins was playing well. McGovern was playing well. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if they just had an off week or if they're just getting beat because these guys are better than them, but that shouldn't be the case because the Patriots defensive line is not that good to be breaking through the line every single play like that, putting pressure on Josh Allen. Problem is you got Josh Allen putting the whole game on his back. And there were some throws Josh Allen made last week that weren't great. I think that his accuracy was a little bit off last week. He had a couple of balls thrown that were too high. He had a couple that were too low. He just wasn't in that sweet spot that we like to see him in where he's on and he's making these passes the way he needs to be making them. I think overall, our team is struggling in every aspect almost. Josh Allen looked under par last week. Our defense looked a little shaky. Our offensive line is looking very shaky. Our play call is looking terrible. A lot of things are going wrong right now, and I hate to say it, but it's time to officially be in full panic mode for the Bills. If we're going to have any chance at the Super Bowl or even winning the AFC East at that, we have got to step it up and start beating teams that we should be beating. There's no excuse for us to lose to the New England Patriots. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. Now, sure, it could be a situation like last week where, the Patriots were just tired of losing every week, just like the Giants were, so they played really hard. And that's okay. That's a factor for sure. A team will not lose every single week. They're going to have their wins here and there. It is an NFL team any given Sunday. But in general, at this point, I would like to move on from Ken Dorsey. I know it's tough in the middle of the season to fire your offensive coordinator and hire somebody else and start up a whole new offensive scheme. So that's probably not in the cards for us. We are probably stuck with Ken Dorsey for at least the rest of the year. And I just hope that he sees what's happening and realizes that he needs to make changes. Like I said, we've got all the offensive weapons we need. We just need to put it together with an offense that runs correctly. And right now we're looking pretty broken. I also think that for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, the Bills are not turning it on until the fourth quarter. The one positive note from Sunday's loss to the Patriots was when it came down to those last, I think it was like 6 or 7 minutes of the game when we were down 2 scores and Josh Allen marched on the field, scored a touchdown. Then our defense did its thing, caused a fumble, got the ball back, scored another touchdown. Next thing you know, we're up. We were up 3 points. There was 1 minute and 49 seconds left in the game. At that point, I thought to myself, okay, we're good. We're going to beat the Patriots. It was a close game again. A lot of things went wrong, but at the end of the day, we stepped up and we came back when we needed to. And then, for whatever reason, our defense just completely fell apart. We can't let the New England Patriots march down the field in 1 minute and 40 seconds and score a touchdown on us like that. I mean, this is the New England Patriots with Mac Jones at the helm, okay? Mac Jones had never done that in his career in the NFL. That was the first time that Mac Jones had, in the last 2 minutes of a game, came back and won the game. Literally, the first time he had done that in his NFL career. It's unacceptable. There's no reason that should be happening to us. We have studs on defense. We should have been putting more pressure on Mac Jones. I don't even think we had any sacks. Maybe we had 1 sack total. Also, Von Miller only played 6 snaps of that game. I have no idea why. I thought Von Miller was getting back to healthy. I thought that he was going to be out there with a full workload. He was not. I kept thinking to myself, where is Von Miller? Where is Von Miller? Why is he not out there? And then I saw after the game that he literally only played for like 6 or 7 snaps. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I really hope that he didn't re-injure himself or, take a step back in his recovery. That'd be the last thing we need right now with all the defensive pieces that we're missing now. The last thing we need is Von Miller to take a step back and in his recovery and not be moving forward. I noticed that the other guys on defense, the other edge rushers, they weren't able to really rattle Mac Jones too much either. So I'm not sure what was going on with that. Unfortunately, we also lost Dawson Knox for a few weeks. He's getting wrist surgery. I think he's going to be out for at least a few weeks. On a positive note, Kincaid started to look really good last week. I think it was 7 catches. He had 7 targets. He caught all 7 of them for 75 yards. That was a great game for him. And now with Dawson Knox being out for a little bit, this is Kincaid's time to really step up and show us what he can do for our offense. And I think that's going to be positive for us, just really getting to unleash Kincaid and see what he's capable of, because the guy has great hands. I mean, he catches everything. Dawson Knox has been known to have some drops here and there in crucial moments. In fact, last week, there was a crucial moment where Dawson Knox didn't get a catch that we needed on a 3rd down. Same thing that happened the week before. The week before was a little more Josh Allen's fault, though. He did throw that ball a little too low, and Dawson Knox wasn't able to bring it in. That was on the 3rd and long against the Giants when we didn't get that first down that would have ended the game. And then it happened again against the Patriots. It was a 3rd down situation. Josh Allen threw a great ball into traffic, threaded the needle, put it right where he needed to, and unfortunately Dawson Knox was just getting tackled from both sides. So that wasn't completely his fault. That was a very tough ball to catch. The defense was on him on that point, so I'm not putting that on Dawson Knox fully. But that is back-to-back weeks where Dawson Knox has not caught a ball on a 3rd down situation where we desperately needed it. So I'm hoping that with Kincaid being in those situations for the next few weeks, I think that we have a better shot of Kincaid making those catches. But overall, it's a very sad week to be a Bills fan. An embarrassing week at that. I mean, everyone's asking me, how'd you guys lose to the Patriots? And I don't know what to tell them. I know that our offensive line looks shaky. Ken Dorsey's play call isn't the best. But also, if I'm being honest, Josh Allen didn't play that great either. And I love Josh Allen. I always look for any excuse to praise that guy. And I have full faith that he can turn this around. And guys, the good news is that we may be broken right now, but it's not like we can't turn things around. We still have the weapons to win. We just need to figure out how to put it together. We need to switch up the play call a little bit. I hope that Ken Dorsey knows he's in the hot seat right now and he starts getting a little more creative with his play call. Starts kind of, switching things up a little bit. It's almost like the first half, our team is asleep. And then the second half, we start to get things rolling a little bit. And then by 4th quarter, we're playing great. And we're doing what we need to do. But I don't know why it's taking until the 4th quarter for us to have a light switch go on and says, oh, we're going to lose this game unless we turn this on and start playing well. So that needs to stop happening. Things are rough right now. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We need to make some changes, and we need to make them fast. And luckily, we did get a break with the Dolphins losing to the Eagles. So hopefully they don't just run away with the division on us. But I also want to point out, not to take anything away from the Miami Dolphins, but they've now lost to any team they played with a winning record. They lost to us, and they lost to the Eagles. Every other team they beat has a losing record. So maybe the Miami Dolphins and us aren't so different. The big difference is that they are a functioning offense right now, and we are not. And there's no reason for that. But I think that Josh Allen's going to turn it around. I think that the team in general is going to work on all these issues, and hopefully get back on track here. I mean, that's all I can really hope for, right? I hope next week is a more positive one. This is make or break time. We need to come ready to play tomorrow. We need to just turn things on the whole game, and we need to come in there tomorrow, and we need to beat the Buccaneers and have a flawless victory. And that's all there is to it. But that's all I got for you guys this week. I'll see you next week. Go Bills.